Because it's clear that this flow here is not causing the erosion. It's your storm events, and particularly any storm events that occurred soon after the fires when all the grass and everything was gone.
Today we ran a workshop on erosion management. This is part of a Wooroloo post-fire recovery project that started this year.
So we started off a bit of core knowledge about the role of plants in the landscape and landscape restoration.
Setting the scene, creating diagrams that people can sort of come to grips with.
And this is where everything becomes all interlinked. That provision of organic matter into the soil actually helps to build soil structure. So that, together with the biology and the roots of the plant, builds soil structure. And if you have a well-structured soil with high in organic matter, it can actually retain more water than, say, just a straight sand. A lot more water. Then we did a demonstration with just water running down over the ground and a shovel, and showed how water moved in the landscape and how things have changed with European colonisation, and then what we can do to fix it at a basic level. What happens when the water speeds up more potential to erode. And then what happens? Faster again. So that's what we call a feedback loop, and it's in a negative direction. So we don't want that to happen. What we need to try and do is we need to reverse that. We need to flip it. So we've got to come in and provide that foundation, and then nature can do the work for you. So when I create my steps, my structures, the water flowing over them lands on still water, so that de-energises the water, so it actually protects the structure.
And then applying it to a larger scale, which is the brook itself.
Came for a walk down into the Wooroloo Brook at a couple of spots where we sort of looked at the dynamics of water flow in the river itself or the creek itself, and then here we related that to how we can do works in the creek and on the catchment.
The way it was layered helped people just build on their understanding as the workshop progressed.
Say with this little bank here, if you were to say grab that big angular rock there and put it down, you can see there's a little hollow in the bank.
Yeah.
You could put it there, and that's actually going to create that little backwater flow against that bank, which is actually going to protect that little scallop where it's eroded out. Yeah, simple things like a placement of a rock on the bank to buffer a bank from erosion, and then just how we can step water through sort of at a bigger scale doing structural work. But obviously in the Wooroloo Brook here, that would need to be done with great care because of the size of the catchment.
People also enjoyed the fact that it was quite practical. It was based out in the field. It involved group discussions, so that got people to share their thinking. It was a really good format. I think people really enjoyed it.
Good to see I've got a potential recruit as an offsider, a young bloke there. Really super keen, but everyone, showed strong engagement right through with lots of different questions and good questions as well. So it indicated that they were really thinking about the information that I was providing to them, and you could see that they were actually taking that on board, which is really good to see. If the stream's dry, if you step into the stream and actually look at the banks, and if you see dark layering in the bank, that indicates that there's been deposition of organic matter in the soil at that point, which would indicate that the water's been slow and still. Just having that general understanding, but also in terms of just repairing the landscape, we just need as many people as possible on board to do it. So in this case, I might say, okay, well, I'll put a structure actually maybe where those logs are and build on those logs and actually bring it up a bit higher, maybe up to where the tree's on the bank. So you're actually creating a pool up that high.
We will directly be applying what we've learnt here today. We all heard the same information. We'll all have our own takes on things, but if we work as a group, we'll get some really good results and can scale up our work next year on erosion management with the brook.